I refuse to let you say that I'm 30 minutes late because technically I programmed the stream to start at 9:30. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. Today is going to be a recording session. So what's the point of a recording session, you might ask? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to be doing, the usual YouTuber kind of stuff that we usually do when we want to record videos for a YouTube channel. You're supposed to film stuff. Right now, I'm filming, yeah. And you're gonna be filming with me. I'm not gonna say everything I need to say in the tutorial. I'm gonna just record some random videos, but you're totally free to keep talking to me. I'll just look like an idiot in the YouTube video, just talking, like it will seem like I'm talking to myself, but we all know what's going on in these live streams. And welcome everyone. Hello RR, hello Gary, Eve from Belgium, hello Estarker, hello Beto from Brazil, hello Adnan, Rita, Jacques, and Jasmine, Kristin from Iceland. Hello Iceland. All right, so I don't know exactly, this is the kind of like no specific plan ahead, except I want to talk about mixing and skin tones. I want to make a tutorial video on like color mixing because I find that it's an interesting subject for which I have like some cool things to say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some color mixing, then I'm gonna probably switch to continue this painting. It's going to be like probably two phases. The first phase is going to be on the palette because I need to continue the mixing that I've done for today, and then I'm gonna switch to this painting probably, or not. I don't know if I'll have time, and yeah, we'll just see. So yeah, but it's going to be just a fun moment to hang out and just discuss with you. So I've seen some pretty cool pictures in the Discord. You've been pretty busy. Hello Gonzo, Kato, Guru. Hello Petra, Stefan, El, Teman from Greece, Revens, Felicia, George. Hello everyone. So yeah, skin tones. So what should I do first? I'm probably gonna remove this first. Remove it from the shot. Actually, I'm gonna switch to an actual palette. Let's first do some mixing on the palette, but I'm gonna take this camera and frame it on the palette. So I hope you're doing well. And as I said, just because I'm recording doesn't mean that you can't talk to me as you usually do. Actually, it's going to be kind of in the way. Move the palette like that. Still, I'm being a very lazy YouTuber because I didn't prepare anything. So these are kind of old mixes that I had. Sometimes at the end of your session, you still have skin tones mixtures that you didn't use. So these are some of those. So what's going on, everyone? So what we're doing is we are paying attention, because I just explained. I've explained that I'm gonna make a tutorial on color mixing, and I'm gonna record some footage. There's going to be some nerdy color mixing footage for you to experience, but you feel free to interact. So it's going to be just some palette. Maybe I'll do some juicy macro palette shots at some point, because I know you love them when you see the paint from really close. But first I'm gonna try talking a little bit about elements from... I'm gonna talk a little bit about like some principles of color mixing, and specifically skin tones, because I don't know. It's been a while since I've done a special episode on this subject, so yep. Yeah, it's actually pretty old, this one. Hi, Rotex. Turning the volume up, meaning you can't hear me, or meaning you just are very interested? Yep. Thank you, Elle. Yeah, I rearranged the background. Okay. Yeah, let me know if there's an audio issue, but nonetheless, what I'm saying right now is not going to end up in the final video. Okay, so need to know the palette. Yeah, I'll have an overlay, but I'll do it in post. So I'll have, you know, on YouTube there's going to be, here it's going to be written titanium white, yellow ochre. This is the burnt sienna. This is this one actually, by Winsor Newton. Yeah, no, I have no suggestions, because it's really not a domain that I have expertise in. So I would say my best guess would say focus on values, but I have, like, it's not an experience that I can share, so I don't know. I know, I think there was this painter on Twitch, Gregory Pepo, I think, who has some content that might be interesting to you. So the color is PR101. It's actually, yeah, it's a complete, like, color shift. It's a complete hue shift, because technically you see the world differently, and it's something that, as an artist with this color blindness, you sort of express this very unique way of seeing, in a way that, like, people with non-colorblind people, they can't understand the world this way and see the world this way. And with art, they kind of have a sort of a glimpse at what it can represent, what it can be like. So That's good. That's good that the color blindness is not keeping you away from making art and using colors actually. The colors that you can use, the colors that you can All right, so yeah, what I wanted to talk about the different skin. I think this tutorial is more going to be specifically about the different skin types. So yeah, burnt sienna and Venetian red are the same pigment. They're just differently, like the concentration is not the same. So the idea is going to be to have a sort of a general mixing palette shot. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to probably add some red. I think I'm going to add the colors that I usually have for my skin tones. I'm so unprepared, so unprofessional. I had Venetian on my list instead of and I had black. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm gonna take, I don't know why I created this list, but I created a list on my website for skin tones, and I use titanium or flake white, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, so I have it. Venetian red. I don't know why I chose Venetian red for this this document. I don't have it here. And so should I go get it? It's not necessary, but I'm gonna get it just for the sake of the education. So hold on, right here. I'm gonna put the camera so that you can see me later. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere. That's my little treasure. My treasure trove of pigments. Yeah. I don't know if it's that expensive here in France as well. Log off and come back, so you definitely are not prepared. I am not. Definitely. Okay, so Venetian red. It's actually pretty cool to show the difference between Venetian red and burnt sienna. It can be a pretty cool. It's going to be a pretty cool shot, actually. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put my macro lens, and we're going to record some glorious. I don't get flake white. I don't get the real thing. I get the fake one. We're gonna have some juicy shots right there. I want to show the difference in the video. I want to show the difference. It's pretty cool actually. You see all the behind the scenes. I want to show the difference between the Venetian red and the burnt sienna, so more transparent red oxide, which are both the same pigments. It's the same. It's even more juicy if I add an extra a lamp, an extra light somewhere. Do I have a light around? Hi Keller. Normally, I don't know, I need to reconfigure the commands, but this one is the only one that doesn't work, paradoxically. But technically it should work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my phone, because when you're shooting macro, works much better if you have a strong light. This way you can go colors are variations of wavelength, so yeah, they are just like on a physical level. I'm not gonna try explaining it, but they are like, yeah, I don't know. If someone has a physics major, just explain what a color is, because it's going to be too much recording this footage and doing this at the same time. So that's a cool macro shot. I really love how they look. And now I'm gonna get the juicy shot, but I need a better light. So hold on. Right, I'm back. No physics, I surrender. Ignore the question. I want permanent road, can't find. Mine is this one. By Permanent Rose by Windsor and Newton, and this is PV19. Exactly, Jacques. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Right, so this is the worst painting content on YouTube currently. But, well, who else takes you behind the scenes? And who else? Exactly, you're going to see when I'm doing the macro. But who else brings you some juicy color porn? I'm sorry to call it that. That's really what it is. Yeah, it's a wavelength number, exactly. So you have like the microwaves and the, you know, and all the other wavelengths, and you have the visible light. The ultraviolet, infrared, and all. What should I go for? Something like that. Whoa. No, I'm not. No. I'm saying color. Like painting. Come on, just behave, chat. Okay. So, this is a This is the money shot right there. All right, so I'm gonna remove my face because I'm not that interesting. No, I got it. You don't have to repeat. So this is burnt sienna. So this is transparent iron oxide. Like Winsor & Newton, they call it burnt sienna. And see how transparent it is, how light it is, how it feels just amazing for glazes. It's actually not sharp. Okay, we're doing the money shot again. See? Look at how transparent and delicate it is. And actually this mixes pretty well. So if I add some titanium white, actually no, I'm not gonna add the titanium white yet. I'm gonna add some Venetian red just next to it so that you can see and have like sort of a side-by-side view. And remember, this is the same exact pigment. So exactly the same, it's iron oxide. Basically it's rust. And look at Venetian red now. Like now this one is Venetian red. Look at the difference of the concentration of the paint. So huge difference. Now I'm gonna incorporate some white for the purpose of this demonstration. It's much more opaque, yeah. And with this one, it's all chalky and kind of coral-like, whereas with the burnt sienna, it's way more orange. So you see how the same pigment, I have to say, it's two different manufacturers. The burnt sienna or transparent iron oxide is from Winsor & Newton. And this one is the Venetian red by Atelier. But you see how much of a difference it makes in the mixture. So just don't get fooled by the number, the chemical number. This is PR101, this is PR101 as well. But there's such a huge difference, and it's technically the same exact thing. So like if you make a sort of a colorimetry test like they do in the museums and stuff, you'll see the same thing pop up in the analysis. But it's when you paint with it, it's definitely not the same. All right. Another thing, which is also iron oxide. Everything, so this was iron oxide, right? And this is also iron oxide. It's yellow iron oxide. PY42 is not actually an ochre. Most of the stuff that we think is yellow ochre, it's actually what we call ochres are actually very rarely genuine ochres. The genuine ochre has to be like extracted and mined specifically in an ochre, I don't know, mine. But this PY42 is actually Mars yellow. Everything that starts with Mars, it's everything that starts with Mars is iron. It's made out of iron. So when you have, let me try to find it. It's amazing what they do with chemistry. I kind of regret not knowing more about the chemistry that goes on with this stuff, especially like the organic chemistry. Oh yeah, so staining, yeah. And it's actually one of the most staining colors that I have. I'm gonna show you something later. I was looking for my Mars black, but I can't find it at the moment. But you know, well, whatever. Okay, so the Mars black, it's just a black, and it's also iron. It's an iron, it's made out of iron. Calcined iron, I don't know how they do it, but it's also the same. So how much variety there can be in the same pigment. Kind of amazing. But everything made out of iron. This is why I'm recording this. I can now turn the cam on if you want. This is why I'm recording this, is everything based out of iron is going to be premium skin tone mixing pigment. Anytime you have something that has iron in it, iron oxide, red iron oxide, yellow iron oxide, Mars black, everything that starts with Mars is iron. And everything is going to be like super easy to make skin tones out of, because it's very close to the actual hue of the skin. Like, I want to have this, I want to show just for the sake of comparison. And maybe I'll do this, actually. Have a little, I can have a little, the Mars colors fade over time? I don't think they do. Mars colors, I think, are pretty safe, because they are, like, you still have some technically Mars colors on, yeah, you technically have like cave paintings that were made with Mars pigments, so you're pretty safe. I want to show, I put some tape on my hand because I want to have this shot for the tutorial. Yeah, although you might want to use ivory black though, because it's useful to have some colors that are not all... Oh, my skin looks very old with this. I wanted to show how it looks like compared to actual skin color. This is yellow ochre next to my skin, but actually it doesn't show really well. But look how similar it is. Like, I mean, the light doesn't give it real justice, but it's actually so close already. So like, the yellow ochre is such an amazing pigment. I put some on my skin. I know, not toxic. So this one is decent. Actually, if I wanted to record the money shot, I need to do it with I need to do it without my face showing. Yeah, exactly, a touch of red. So the touch of red would come from, let's say, something like... Okay, I need to zoom out a little bit. The touch of red would come from, let's say, a burnt sienna, for example. Something red. Venetian red can work as well. Alright, so this is my actual skin. And to be fair, I have a pretty light skin, but like most of us, we share the same chromatic pigments that make our skin complexion. We have two types of melanin pigments. We have eumelanin, which is a black melanin, and pheomelanin, which is the red melanin. pretty simple, right? So your ivory black or whatever is like your pheomelanin. I'm gonna take just some shots of black just for the sake of the video, so you'll see some nice black pigments. So the pheomelanin is what gives black hair, black eyes. The more of it you have, the darker your skin, obviously. So that would be your eumelanin. Focus, please. Can't focus for them. Come on, focus. Okay. So this would be eumelanin, so black. I love shots of black like that. Alright, so I have my shot of black, so eumelanin. And pheomelanin is really transparent iron oxide or burnt sienna. Is the best match for pheomelanin. So if you have someone with red hair, like most likely with this type of color, you can't go wrong. This is transparent red oxide, transparent iron oxide. They have different names. PR101, transparent version. So this would be pheomelanin. Right, so I have my 2 shots. Okay. Yeah, I love this as well. I love seeing paint from so close. Hi, MBHR. All right, so we are recording. For everyone wondering what's going on here, we are recording footage. Okay, so. Now I'm gonna make a shot. I'm just the laziest YouTuber to do that. Live. Like, I don't do my job when I should, and I just do it during a live stream. But if you have questions, just ask away now. Because, like, now it's the moment, right? So how you would start to create a skin mixture is start with a base of white. Then you would add the, okay, I need to remove my face if I want to do the demo. Sorry, removing my face again. Okay. Yeah, it's behind the scenes, exactly. So what you want to do is start with what I call a mixing base. And this is also a sort of a note to self for me, for when I'm writing the script. Note to self for me to remember later. So what you want to do is start with a mixing base. So for a light skin, you would start with a relatively light skin base. Next, you would add the least potent least potent pigments. So you want to do the less powerful. You start with something neutral and you keep the more powerful pigments for the end, if you see what I mean, and the accents and the variations. So because yellow ochre is kind of weak, I can add it first. It's not going to take the mix too much out of the mixing base that I had. The difference is, like, for example, with flake white, the yellow would still pop more. Here the yellow is kind of crushed. So if I want to keep it a little bit more like what it would look like with flake white instead, I just need to add a little bit more yellow to compensate. Like the flake white would give you something more like that, like naturally, for the same amount that I used before. You just compensate a bit with flake white. Then I can add a touch of, why not, this to pull it more towards the orange side. You start with the yellow side, then you bring it more towards the orange side, and then it's a little bit more orange, and you can add more if you want. Okay, so that's more on the orange side now. You can also pull it more. And don't worry, in the editing for the actual tutorial, I'll add, you know, the cutter wheels and the stuff, the extra information. You have you just have the raw footage, right? And then this one, because it's much more potent, it's quinacridone rose, so permanent rose from Winston & Newton. Because it's much more potent than the rest, I want to incorporate it in the end, and I want to, you know, be very gentle with it. Because a small amount can change a lot, right? So already, like right there, it's almost too much right there. Look at how pink it became. So I have way too much, right? So now that's a problem. Okay, so all right, so now we have something that's, compared to actual skin, probably a bit too pink. So I don't need this extra. And you see how much a small amount can change. That's actually insane. So the complementary of this magenta here, it's a green like that. So I'm gonna add a very, very small touch of this to neutralize this. It's not necessary. You can also do that with something like just a less chromatic color. You add some ivory black, for example, and see now it pulls it more towards the gray side, and it feels much closer to my actual skin color now. I can still add a touch, but it's a very small amount. I love how with the close-up you see the subtle nuances. So see how it works? So that's the effect of complementary, and of course in the tutorial I'll show the color wheel and why. I'll explain why it's supposed to work like that, but just to show you. Like I said in the previous, I actually made a short out of it. Last time someone asked, why do you use turquoise and stuff in your paintings for your skin tones? I said, like in the previous live stream, I said cyan kills red, blue kills orange, and green kills magenta. And once you know that, you can pull on the strings of your color mixing. That's a pretty strong thing to do. Now, how do we make this darker? Because what if it's a person with darker skin? The best in this case is to use something like a brown, like burnt umber. You know how I love my burnt umber. It's already there. Like, some people have a skin tone that pretty much looks like that from the get-go. So with that, you can't really go wrong. It works for all the shadows. And you can mix it like that. and you'll get like the skin tones for a darker person or the shadows for a person with light skin. Just as easy as this. Now I'm gonna show something. What do I think about earth greens for the shades? I like it, except that I'm more a blue kind of guy. So every time I start with a blue underpainting and not a green underpainting, which is why I'm never really big on the green. If you start with a blue underpainting, you don't like force a green on top of your blue. It's kind of overkill, right? So since I always start with my bluish kind of underpainting, I don't need a green tone. I use the blue cyan instead. I'm lacking a bit of... Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do another shot now. Now I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna add 3. I'm gonna do a sort of a comparison with three tones. I want to show how values determine kind of the ethnicity of the person that you're trying to do. The good thing about the human skin range is that we all have the same, like we are all the same. Like we can all be painted with the same pigments. There is no specific palette for black people, there is no specific palette for Asians, there is no specific palette for white skins, and like we can all be painted with the same pigments, the same starting selection of pigments. So that's a good thing. You don't have to buy new colors for each new model, basically. You just have to play on the amount of yellow, the amount of, you know, olive green, the amount of kind of bluish gray, the amount of pink in the hue. But that's just the nuance. It's not the core of shadows, highlights, and local value. So what I want to do is I want to do like this would be, let's say this would be a person with fairly dark skin. So this would be highlights for this person. This would be the local color. And this would be their shadow color. Right? So that would be someone with kind of tan skin, right? Fairly dark, but not super dark. What matters is this one in the middle, right? Someone with very pale skin will have lighter highlights, but not necessarily that much lighter. Actually, I should be less excessive. So the point that I want to make is the local value would be this one for a person with light skin. Should I make it a little bit and the shadow color would be something like that, let's say. A little bit too pink. It's united colors of human phenology, phenotypes. I don't know how you call it exactly, I don't remember. That could be a different type of skin with the same pigments. And for someone with even darker skin, what you do is, for someone with even warmer skin, what you would do is the local value in the middle would be even darker, so that this person would have a very dark looking skin. The highlights though, surprisingly, even on a person with black skin, the highlights can still be very shiny. In the YouTube tutorial I'll show an example, especially if the person is sweating, like sweaty skin, like it reflects like a mirror, so you can have some pretty strong light. Yeah, no problem. It will be still there, and I'll also make a more elaborate video with this footage. I'm just recording so that I have elements to show. So basically, this would be more the highlights, but for a person with very dark skin, but with very glowy skin. If it's glowy, it's very reflective. If it's not glowy, would be more like that. Like under more normal matte conditions, it's less reflective. And see how the main difference in the skin type comes from how dark this middle value here is. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. I think yeah, now I'm gonna show, what could I show? I'm gonna show how to bring accents in variety. So off we go. What do we end up with if we mix like all the skin hues together? Pretty brownish. I can actually start with this, actually. It can be cool for the demo to show with this. It's because it's like kind of very bland at the moment, kind of grayish. So how to pull it back up? I'm gonna show you how, if you have like a skin tones that's kind of muted, keep in mind that this under certain light condition can be what you need. This can be what you need actually for shadows. Let's say some shadows are pretty cool and very muted, so they have a very low chroma, so that can actually be what you want. Sometimes you don't want to push the chroma too much in the shadows. Let's say if you do something like that in the shadows, it might be a little bit too orange, right? But can still be done. But you can pull it more towards the orange side, you can pull it more towards the yellow side. You can just add some yellow, just add a touch of this. You can pull it more towards, and with this, be very careful. Look, it's quinacridone rose again, so just a touch, not too much. Okay, so see how you can bring it. You can bring it more towards the pink side, or you can decide to go the other way and actually make it even cooler. Under certain light conditions, it can appear grayish, almost blue. Some areas of the skin can also have this type of complexion, like some of the veins. So this is still something that you can find. in some areas. Hi Cloudface! It's kind of an unusual stream we're recording right now for the YouTube tutorial. So what else can I show? Now I'm gonna show, I think I'm gonna show yeah, I'm gonna show how to make it darker and lighter, and that will be it, I think. Okay, I'm gonna give you the easy way to make colors darker. So, just to make them darker, how you make a color darker? Just add some, this is burnt umber, right? This will all appear in the YouTube tutorial. If it's too much on the brown side, add some ivory black or any type of black. So you can take any skin type like that. It is, isn't it? I love it. It is, but you have to. I got me this this lens that can do macro, and I can tell you it changes everything. Once you see the colors in this from this close up, it really makes all the difference in the world, and you understand differently actually. And how do you make it lighter? Well, you can add obviously white, but you can also, don't forget to add some type of yellow, because only white can be a little bit well too white and too desaturating. And this is how you get in a very easy skin tones palette. Like already there you have all the nuances that you need for your skin tones. Oh no, not a challenge. Transparent iron oxide, red iron oxide. Not a challenge at all. It's glass, yeah. They're really not a challenge once you have like exactly the pigment that matches like 100%. What about red hair? Like iron oxide. What about, yeah, freckles, iron oxide. That's it. That's simple. And you have right there, what you have is like just a starting mixing skin, like a skin tones palette that you can start pulling from to mix your skin tones. That's it. Now, obviously it's not perfect, so sometimes, like let's say for the lips, what you would do is just like that, and just incorporate on the side some pink elements. For the lips are usually, not always, but usually so this is like, yeah, lips or any type of very pinkish area. Or let's say you want to do the opposite, you also pull it. This is my cobalt teal, but any type of to make it look more gray. Let's say for veins and stuff. And that would be it. I mean, this is pretty easy. I think I'm gonna keep it fair, straight and simple for the YouTube video, the YouTube version. So I'll add, you know, all the extra stuff, and probably a couple of painting demos, but I think I've got what I need for, or maybe I'll do this. I'll try to do this. So I'm gonna get rid of this for the moment. I'm right here if you're wondering. Sorry, I'm just changing lens. Lips are raw red versions of your base skin color. It also depends on your, like, all skin tones are, like, there is no general statement on skin types, because there are so many variations that can differ from, depending on how hydrated you are, on how greasy your skin looks. I mean, I'm not kidding. There is not one way to describe, and there is no final statement on how to paint any type of skin of any type of person from all over the world. Like, it's just, you have to observe, because there is absolutely zero rules and infinite variety. The red was quinacridone red rose. Yeah, I actually, if you look at this, I didn't have any, how to say, any vermilion type of red on my palette for this demo. So this red is not necessary, because technically, if you have a good yellow and a good rose, you can make the red out of yellow and rose. The famous pigment that they say is a primary color and all. Well, it's not a primary, you can make it. Well, they sometimes say that a primary is a color that you can't make out of any other mix. Well, yes, you can, obviously. Okay, so I wanted to show something. It's going to look kind of goofy though with this. I don't know. It's gonna kind of look like the weatherman. But I wanted to show you, I wanted to show something. I'm just going to be, yeah, all right. So I wanted to show something that was, okay. Okay. So, what I wanted to say is I wanted to show on the screen like that the effects of the complementary. So here you have red, and as you can see on the other side of the color wheel you have cyan. So when you pull a reddish color, you're going to pull it here towards the gray. Actually, you don't see the gray on this one, so let me remove this one. I'll need to do that on a different one, actually. Not this one, but this, yeah, this one will work better. Because here you see the gray, actually. So let me start over. What do we have? the color like this. You don't see all the names of the pigments, but I'm gonna add this. Oops, just yeah, like that. It's better. All right. So I was saying, just for the demonstration, when you have, I'm gonna remove my face actually. Probably do better. Okay. So when you have something that's too much on the red side, you have a color that's too much here. If you put it here, if you mix it with a cyan, so on the other side of the wheel you have a cyan, it's going to pull the mix more and more towards the gray side. So maybe you'll end up with something like that or like that. Here, when you have something that's too much on the orange side, if you pull it towards the blue side, you'll pull it more towards gray, and theoretically, you'll have a gray. The only problem is that mixtures are never a straight line, and actually, this color wheel is an idealized version of what colors actually, how colors actually mix and how they actually appear in our eyes. We don't have an ideal circle, and our vision doesn't work with ideal circles. Actually, when you mix, it's probably going to be more like that, right? When you mix orange and blue, it's probably going to look kind of greenish, like a dull green, something like that. So how do you neglect this effect? Well, what's on the other side of the green? It's actually magenta. So you want some type of magenta, and this is going to pull this more towards the green side. That makes sense? Good. Hope it does. It'll probably make more sense when I'm editing. And if I have something, let's say, if you have something that's too magenta like that, pull it more towards the green side, and it will end up being kind of grayish. It's not necessarily the mass tones and undertones, it's more like in reality, our color vision, it doesn't work like that. It's like the real shape of our color vision. If you sort of turn it into a shape, it's more like, let me try to find it. Like actually in reality, it looks more like something like that. See? Like our color vision, if you like analyze everything in our way of like the way our eyes work, it's more like a weird shape like that, the way colors are distributed along the spectrum. So it's not a perfect, oops, no, not this one. No, not this one. Yeah. See, it's not a perfect, it's never a perfect circle. Where is the circle, the perfect circle? Like it doesn't exist. So obviously when I'm making a circle for the needs of the color wheel, obviously it can never be perfect. So you can't expect to work perfectly. This circle is a lie, right? If it helps you, that's a good lie. You know, the type of lie that you say that helps you deal with something difficult, but it's still a lie. It's a lie. This color wheel, it doesn't exist. Sorry to break it to you, it's my own work. I love this color wheel. I cherish this color wheel. I spent hours working on this color wheel, but it's still a freaking lie. This is not real, right? This color wheel is not real. No color wheel is real, right? They are all simplifications, idealizations. All color wheels are arbitrary ways to understand colors, to make them more, you know, easy to digest, easy to use, easy to understand. And that's it. Our eyes see more shades of green than any other color. And yet this is one of the colors that we kind of care for the least. I don't know if it's our evolution, because we are primates, right? We come from the rain, like the forest, and we've evolved, like our ancestors have evolved, like seeing all shades of this, and this one red element that our ancestors could see was like probably a nice berry, a nice apple, like a juicy, delicious fruit in this range. So that's probably why we have color vision, and not all animals have color vision, especially not all like predators. They don't necessarily need to see colors this well, because if they don't gather for fruits and berries, they don't necessarily need to see the red this much. And yeah, so we have such a huge inclination to see gray. Huge. You could see it in the previous document that I showed, actually. I don't have the source anymore for this document, this color spectrum, this color graph. So as you see here, see this one. See the huge size that the gray, green, cyan occupies, for the very small size that really actually matters to us, which is where most of our intelligence, like our eyes, can see a lot of nuances in this field. But our brain, this is a brain. Our brain can see a lot of nuance in this small field right here. Because when someone is looking sick, we can spot it. When someone has the skin that looks different, we can spot it. And we don't really care about the all the subtle nuances of green leaves that we can spot in the world. But technically, if we were interested in this type of information, our eyes would be super efficient at spotting tons of green leaves, right? We could spot so many different green nuances. It's just we don't give a damn about the green. Our brain is focused on this, because this is where our skin colors are. This is where the berries are. This is where most of the important and crucial information that we need in our everyday life is. And we don't care that much about all the different nuances of green that technically we can spot. Technically, we can spot them all. Actually, fun fact. I had to reduce the importance of green on this wheel. Actually, the green was going all the way there. this was all still green, 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 and there were so many nuances of green. And actually I've added this extra red-orange here. I added it here on purpose, like I kind of forced it into the color wheel, like as an extra. All this range, like all this has like, you know, like a normal differential, like they are all separated by 10 degrees in terms of color, but this is like more precise. So it's a, I've added extra bits of information here because our brain thinks like that. Our brains, like, we don't care. We don't care about all this. Like, we could have like just this many information in terms of green, and we would be fine. But if you reduce this section here, we're completely lost. Because this is where all the important information about communicating visually with our human beings, our peers, this is where all the information lies. This is where we see if somebody is lying by just looking at the color of their skin blushing. We see if somebody has liver disease by looking at how yellowish their skin complexion is. We can see if someone is coming back from vacation and they have a more tan look. This is all here. We don't care about all the nuances that we can spot in this range, even though our eyes are much better at it, like technically, like physically speaking. That's how we are built. We're built this way. Yeah. They say that dogs are colorblind. Now, how in the world do they know that? Because they don't have the receptors for spotting colors. They have just the, you know, you have the cones that can spot the colors, and you have the rods that can spot values, so black and white. And it's not that they have no cones. I think they have a very, very small amount, but they basically have mostly rods, if my memory is correct. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. So yeah, that's the theory, right? Pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just nerdy like that. I just love this stuff. I always find it fascinating. Cutters. I wanted to show. Would like to show the Munsell cutter system, but no, I don't have it here. I was looking for the Munsell. I would like to talk about it, but I don't have my documents here. It's probably on my other computer. Well, okay, whatever. I'll add it in. Add it in post. Oh, maybe I can show this. Maybe I can show this one. No, okay. Yeah, somebody was asking what's a, like, technically what's a cutter. Okay, so technically what's a cutter? A cutter is, there's no background in this. Okay, hold on. I'm right there. Okay, no. All right. So yeah, a color is this tiny, tiny, ridiculous part in all the wavelengths. So you have the gamma rays, X-rays, UV, which is what makes you tan, infrared, microwaves, which is what you use for heating your food, radar, radio waves, and in this tiny section here, very tiny, you have the spectrum of visible light with the violet light. In this point, we can see nothing here. We see nothing. We can't spot any color past this stage. The ultraviolet, we can't see it. We can see all this and past the infrared, not visible to us. There are some animals that can see UV, so like the bees, for example. Just for your information, the bees, they can spot UV, so they have a different range of visible light. So their visible light goes a little bit here. That's it. What else can I show just for the sake of the tutorial? Would have loved to show this as well, but do I have it? Yeah, some animals can see UV and infrared. I don't know what animals can see some infrared, but I'm pretty sure that some animals might have the ability to do that. Definitely. Yeah, I wanted to show that as well. So, but I think this is more something that I'll show in my I'll probably show it, but with an actual picture in post. This is like kind of the spectrum of all the nuances that you can find in the human spectrum, like for colors. Some are more red, some are more red-orange, some are more greenish-orange. That's the range. And yeah, that's about it. I think I have everything I wanted for the video. Yeah, I think it's in the box. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Cool. We've got it. That's a nice it's a nice episode for us. Now we have I have like, I think I can do something with this. All right, so what are you beautiful people saying? I kind of missed chat for a while. Which color remain more visible in the shadow? I don't know. Like, you mean on a sort of a optically speaking, and I don't know. It's in the bag. Well, it could be in the box as well. But the box being my my computer. I think my computer relates more, like it compares more to a box than a bag. I don't know about your computer, but mine looks more like a box. Salmon and mosquitoes can see infrared. Interesting, didn't know that. If you're a cat? What? What are you saying? So 1 hour 20. Well, I think I don't know. I don't want to start a painting if I'm not if I start a painting now and I don't have time to finish, I'm gonna regret it. So what should I do? Well, let's start fixing stuff. I don't have big hopes, but let's do that. When's my birthday? Oh, when testing the color of your makeup, go outside. Yeah, or if you have like poor light quality in your studio as well, try to have neutral and carefully controlled and monitored color if possible, definitely. Do a tiny painting? No. No. Ah, October 31st. My birthday is April the 18th. So we'll have a big party. Big chat party. Could be cool, actually. Hi, Kim. Good morning. It's actually not a painting of Jeff, it was a drawing. Well, we had a discussion on whether or not pastel can technically be considered drawing. It's kind of a mix between painting and so we had like a big discussion, and the painting of Jeff is actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'm Aries. Never got why you take this name Aries, where it comes from. Palette knife brand, I don't know. Got those in like, I don't know. Don't remember where I got those. Good thing about palette knife is you always try to get a palette knife without soldering. So if it's one piece of metal, like bent and shaped like that, much better. Otherwise, like the soldering is gonna pop within like a couple of months usually. $69 likes. Well, I hope we can pass this though, because oh, cool, Jasmine. 70 likes. Let's go for 70 likes. Let's go for 100. Didn't Bert Morizzo actually use pastel? Like outside of Degas, who was this pastel impressionist? Question, how far away from you are you from your canvas when painting? I don't know, what do you mean? I'm between 2 meters and like very close, like as close as I can go, like 50 centimeters. And I move around, which is why I have to be cabled and wired like that. Otherwise, I'm always stepping away from the microphone when I'm streaming. Yeah, I always step back as well. It's a weird and disturbing habit. I should have, you know, a track cam that would track me, like when I go out of the frame and comes back in with me. There's actually a software that can do that. On the computer, it just takes so much CPU. I don't want to have a laggy stream, but there's actually a way for me to do that if I want. Hey, no problem, Francine. Foot away is my minimum. What's a foot? Is this the actual size of a foot? It seems pretty close. Alright, so the plan here is just I found that I had some stuff to fix in the previous painting that I did. The last... Well, actually I didn't move on that much from our previous session because I had a commission to finish. And now I'm done, so I'm gonna have more time to spend on this one. I'm not gonna do something very elaborate. I'm gonna just do a quick fix. Hey, I missed we had a new member, but I missed it. How come? Where is it? YouTube, come on.
Command, zooming in for 10 seconds.
You're looking at my books.
Zooming out.
There's nothing compromising there. Don't try to look.
Command, zooming in for 10 seconds.
Now you're just zooming on my nose. And you're waking
out.
Steven from his sleep. Oh yeah, it's a nice collection. It's actually brushes. Like, I never threw a brush in my entire life. I always have these brushes and I use them, I wear them off, but I never throw them. Like, I never, you know, had to, I never took a brush and put it in the trash. So technically I still have all of them. Like, most of them are not usable, so don't just don't be all like, wow, so many brushes. It's like most of them, they're like completely unusable. But you know, I'm always keeping them just for, you know, sentimental reasons, and because they can be useful for mixing, scraping stuff. I don't know. Like it's linen canvas. Oh yeah, it sure was. It sure was a part of how fundamentally different his style was in the end. Qu'est-ce que tu fais avec cette éponge? Quelle éponge? Ah, c'est un pour enlever les embus, Jasmine. Ouh. All right. Yeah, he had B vision near the end. And then you had the before and after. He got a surgery. And the before and after of his surgery is kind of crazy. Oh yeah. The commissions, I find them, you know. Yeah, I'm always kind of happy to do them because, you know, they pay very well, and I usually take even more for commissions that I normally take for, like, my rates for commissions are even higher than the rates that I have for regular. So I'm always kind of happy to do them, but yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Sometimes you have clients that have some very specific needs, so I always take a bit of time before I decide if it's kind of a work, like it's a, you don't decide on a commission like that, it's kind of a shared work. It's like you work with the client, the commissioner, or the patron if you want. Like both of you kind of work, because they have to provide you with certain degrees of confidence. If they want you to work from a photo, they also have like a bit of work to do if they take the photo themselves or have a photo of their own. Sometimes they come to you with like the oldest picture in the entire world and you don't know what to do with it, or a picture that has like the most horrible type of light, and they insist on having something done with this. Not always easy. Synthetic for me, because I feel less culprit if I'm a bit brutal with them, and because they're less expensive, and I can go. I feel less like, I don't know, like the sables, they're just so cute. Well, yeah, usually it's a good idea to show your work in progress. Even to warn your clients that it's not going to be perfect from the very beginning and that they have to work with you, especially if you can't see the people in real life. Like, I never had a commission where I had to work from life, so it's always been on photo. So I always say to the clients, you know, I don't know how that person actually looks, so you'll have to help me right there, because some of these elements, even though you sent me like 50 pictures, some of these things only a person who knows the model can tell me how, if it's right or wrong. So make sure you prepare your clients for that, for this fact that you're going to need their help. Just have this back and forth relation with them, asking them to, and don't feel offended if they say, I don't know, something's kind of wrong here. Like, you've never met the person, so if you do a portrait for commission with a person you never saw, like, there's nothing, it's not a problem that it doesn't look right from the very beginning. It's actually kind of normal. But just make sure the client expects it. What synthetic mop? I don't use any specific brush for glazing. You don't need a French keyboard to answer in French. I have a French keyboard, but I can type in English. So, chat. Big, not announcement, but big ideas. In my brain, I've got big ideas at the moment. And the big idea, because I have this huge brain that has tons of big ideas, is to have one day a sort of a dual live stream with a guest artist. So basically you would have me here, hello, and a guest artist that I would just need to contact and ask. And yeah, that would be it. So the idea would be the idea would be you could be in control of the switch. Like with the commands, the same way you can zoom in and out, the same way you can switch to palette and all, like the same thing, but you could switch to the guest or me for like 15 seconds or something like that. So that would be the idea for obviously only artists that would be interested in this kind of foolishness, but if there are artists that you'd like me to invite, I'm not saying that I will, I'm just saying I can always try. First of all, the artist has to have time and be okay with the concept. But yeah, that would be cool. So who would be on your wish list? How does one paint Eastern eyes? They are so dark. Well, you just look very, very carefully at how they are shaped, because they are just like for skin tones. There is no one way to paint any type of human feature. It's all like in the subtle nuances. You have to appreciate the small details that each person has. I should take notes and you give me names. Caesar Santos, I guess. There. I'm not promising anything. It's just they need to learn read though, but. Would you be painting the same thing? No. The idea is more, because that would be way too much pressure on the other artist. The guest artist has to feel comfortable, so I don't want to push. So technically, yeah, the idea is, well, we just get together and chat and we discuss whatever we have in mind and we make art at the same time if the guest artist agrees. But they can also prefer to do something not artistic, like, I don't know, like prepare a canvas or I don't know, something like that, because not everybody will be comfortable painting live or drawing live or whatever. Like it's really something special. I know that you have artists that already do that, kind of. Lisa from Lacry Fine Art. She does live stream regularly. Who else? Schaefer, Brendan Schaefer from Schaefer Art. He used to do live stream. I don't think he does anymore, but Mark Lane, yeah, sure, could be cool. Oh, bringing a model and you both paint the same model? No. It's more going to be kind of a, whatever they're doing, just kind of like me. It's like whatever I'm doing at the moment, I'll take it as a subject and I just turn on the live and just start doing my stuff. I can't like expect a guest to work on the same type of thing or so. But I think that could be a cool way to just like bring new people on this channel, like bring a different vision of art, like share different experiences. Dave Waddell. Yeah, Andrew, of course. Don't you mean Scott Waddell? Andrew Tischler? Yeah, sure, Andrew. I'm gonna write it down. It's also about like the time zones. Oh, Dave Waddell, okay. I don't know Dave. I think I know Scott Waddell. So many names. Yeah, okay. I already got Daniel. Wrote it down. I don't know, Daniel. Never talked. Oh my god, this mouth making me crazy. To fix this. Well, is there a different way to say Danielle and Daniel? Daniel? Danny? Danny. I think I'm gonna shut the mouth a little bit. It's a bit too open. It's always my accent. Always blame the French guy. Always blame the French guy for all the problems in the world, and that's... No, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, Scott, what else? This is what I was thinking. Because I don't know Dave Waddell. But Scott Waddell I know. Well, I don't know personally, but I know he's a great artist. I know his work. Oh yeah, Journal Drive, obviously. I can ask Journal. I know him personally as well. I can always ask. And you don't think of it as like we need to have kind of the same style. It's like this the whole point, right? I don't want to have, like, first of all, I couldn't find someone with exactly the same type of art as I do. And if I could find someone that does exactly the same thing as me, I would probably not invite them. So the whole point is to do something different. Find an artist that does something different, that has a completely different approach. The whole point. Actually, I'm working without a model, and this is not making my life easier. What am I thinking?
Command, zooming in for 10 seconds.
Hello. Oh, Vologov.
Zooming out.
Vladimir Vologov. Or Yupari artists. Posting nudes in the Discord. I'm gonna create, no, don't post yet. I'm gonna create a thread, a special thread. I'll just need to, you'll just need to remind myself to do that. Create a special, all right, I'm gonna write it down actually. I'm not opposed. Yeah, Alpine F, I'm gonna write it down as well. Yeah, I'm gonna write down to add a sort of a painting Discord. I'm gonna add to add a section for nudes in the Discord, and I mean artistic. I mean artistic nudes in the Discord, like figure nudes. Could be you, Parry. Yep. Yeah. I don't want to be like Instagram. I just want to keep the Discord in control. It's not NSFW. It's more, you know, like, it's bullcrap that you can't post art on Instagram. But I know that some artists are borderline it's going to have to be very kind of classical, like classically inspired. Yeah, because we don't. Here comes the furries. How do you get such deep contrast? First, for the contrast, you have to get contrasting light. So whenever you take the model or take a picture for your model, just make sure you have strong chiaroscuro light. You can probably find, if you take photos, you can probably find tutorials on how to create this type of light in your photos. And then after that, it's just copy the photo or just refer to the model. Your art has such fluid movement. Thank you for something so early and as this painting. Just had a couple hours on it, so I'm happy that I can transmit and express kind of fluidity yet. Still not satisfied with the mouth, and I still keep working on different parts, so I need to come back to it. Force myself to finish. He's already used the term porn today. Yeah, basically my monetization is screwed already, so I can talk about furries, can talk about nudity. Like, you know, YouTube, they kind of analyze all the words that I'm saying right now, and if I say bad words, they know. YouTube overlords, please be gentle today. You've already given the good people in chat like 20 ads. Can you spare me my monetization? You always have to make a prayer to your YouTube overlords. Otherwise they get very angry. And they start shadow banning you. Plein air. Do I ever do plein air? Short answer, no. What do you mean? What do you mean I did one episode? What the story? What happened? Okay, chat, you have to be more specific. Oh, on plein air. Yeah, I did one episode. Okay. Yeah, I almost never do plein air because I'm too lazy to pack up my stuff. Do you see me like packing this huge pallet here? Just take it outside like this? No. I have all my setup right there in a nice room where I control the light. I have internet, I have you guys. What would I be doing outside? Like either burning under the hot sun or freezing in the winter. No, I'm kidding. I would love to do more. It's just that with the type of style that I do, I don't do much. Sometimes when I go on vacation, I'll just take my pochette box. I kind of like it. But yeah, exactly. You have bugs flying, you have the wind, the sun rotating, the sand, if you ever on near the beach or bonsoir Jasmine. It's always windy. Hey Balsam. It's always windy when I plan on doing plein air. One time the canvas fell on me. Yeah. It's kind of annoying. Does visual viewing through a cell phone screen do a painting justice? I don't think it does, no. However, sometimes you kind of need to have the miniature. It's always a good idea. Like right now, if I'm looking at here, I have sort of a miniature view of my painting, and it's actually pretty useful. Which is why I always look at here on my computer. It's pretty useful. I can also have it on my camera recording. If I don't, I also use this. Can you see it? It's a kind of a concave or convex mirror. I don't know. The one that's fisheye. So it gives me a sort of a miniature mirrored image. So it's always useful to have a small, like your painting, but in small, like low resolution. So sometimes it can be a good idea, like to work on when you feel stuck. Just look at your painting with the crappiest, smallest miniature view that you can find, and see what it does, what changes. Wellington LZ is windy. Plus, you kind of you really need an eye to find an interesting place to paint, and I've never been very good at this. Like you're walking around a lot to find the perfect spot and all. Never been my forte. I'm more the kind of guy that doesn't find the right place and then sort of makes it out in my imagination. Art is not always easy. Hello. Have you tried some abstract works with? Not really. That hand? No, it doesn't. First, it doesn't. It's not. It's not done though. Like I don't mind at the moment. And this hand is kind of going to be the central point, so I need to keep it for later. It's going to be tons of effects. It's going to be hyper natural, let's say. It's going to be pretty meta. Yep, before the photography they had to paint outside. Actually, most of them they did kind of hybrid. Before the Impressionists, it was very difficult to finish a full painting outside. Was pretty, like, practically technically difficult. So they mostly did sessions outside on the spot and then finish in the studio. Not just AI, a lot of people don't get hands and feet right. But yeah, AI creates some goofy stuff. Well, for now though, because I wouldn't hope too much. I wouldn't feel superior for too much. AI was kind of crap at chess strategy at first, outside of pure calculation, but like it didn't take long for it to evolve. Hello, Wayne. I am, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, Gary, on this point. However, they are pretty smart, and they can program it to learn on its own. So that's it's not technically smart. Like, for the moment, it's still not autonomous and self-conscious, but oh yeah, usually I name them. Yeah, it's cool, Balton. I've been doing the same, not like, let's say, for background, stuff like that. Not using it necessarily, but researching, kind of incorporating it. Like, I've always been using, you know, tons of images online, like Google Image, trying to find, you know, let's say a background, let's say an effect, a texture, something like that. And now instead I can sometimes go look for an AI. Sometimes they give something interesting, like, let's say you want lava texture. It can be interesting to find what an AI can do in terms of lava, because the kind of the references that you'll find on Google Image will not necessarily give you something you can necessarily use easily. So that's the kind of use. But it has some limitations though, and it's definitely not just ask the AI to give you an image and just copy it. You can't really do that. Well, you can pull photos from anywhere you want. The thing is also who has the rights. And the good thing about the AI though is like the AI, you have the rights. Like if you, well, you don't technically have the rights, but you don't you can copy from the AI. It's not gonna, like if you want, it's less, I think it's less problematic, let's say, to copy the model from an AI than from someone like a photographer on Pinterest or anything. I don't know, it's a debate that it has to be some questions that we'll need to find answers to. We are going to need to find some answers to lots of AI problems in the upcoming decades. Like if you think that art and AI is going to be problematic, like this is nothing compared to all the rest of society that's going to be affected. Like art and AI is almost nothing compared to, like art and AI, in my opinion, is going to be like, even the rights issues and all, like it will probably be settled quite fast. But the rest, like there's going to be some long-term issues with AI generated images, texts, speeches, and we haven't even seen like a fraction of the chaos it can cause. And I don't think we're ready for the machine that we are launching. I name mine for this. I would call this painting "The Fire Dances Inside." Ah, nice. Hi Anna. Use Unsplash for royalty-free photos. Alright, I didn't know. Yeah, the deepfakes are going to be a huge problem. It's not like we don't have like enough chaos at the moment that we need to add artificially created deepfakes to make our societies even more unstable. What do you want? But I really think that we're gonna see AI more in like really trivial stuff. And I know I'm always referring to the same kind of comparison, but to me, the invention of AI is going to be just as slow moving but unstoppable as the invention of photography in the 19th century. It's going to change a lot of things. It's going to create a lot of new problems. Like photography has created a lot of new problems, like image rights. Can you take any type of photo anywhere? Stuff like this. What do you do with all the painters that are now pretty much useless? And stuff like that. That's lots of new problems, but still, we still use photography just because it's so damn useful. And it's going to be the same with AI imaging. Like it's kind of the photography, but in reverse. It's like you have like this photo that you took And you know how you can, with Photoshop, you can crop the photo to reduce it. But like with an AI, you could theoretically uncrop and like ask the AI to sort of imagine the rest of the picture. Or you had like, you took a model from, and like the frame stops there, you can say, give me a full-size portrait of this model, and the AI would just pop it out of its AI kind of brain algorithm. Stable diffusion, I don't know. And I think this kind of these kinds of functions are soon going to become irreplaceable. They are going to work, and like, you know, the small little additions that they do that make our, like, you didn't have a smartphone like 20 years ago and you didn't think you would ever need one, and now nobody can just go out of their houses without their smartphone. Like small things that they add to our lives and somehow we can't make without. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but it's the kind of thing, like, I know that I'm using a program to edit my videos, and they've added the automatic subtitles. And it's just life-changing. Now I wouldn't know how to do without auto transcript. So this, and I'm talking about this type of small, you know, small things. It's going to be a part of our life very soon. Oh yeah, in terms of art, I do think that there's going to still be human-made art. Art is about what it makes you feel, not just looking pretty. And this is already the case. Like, if you think, okay, art is going to make millions of, like AI is going to make millions of artistic images, and people are never going to appreciate them. Well, it's already the case with advertising. Like, advertising pumps millions of pictures, very nice, very slick looking pictures with perfect photography, perfect composition, great, amazing, just of a freaking bottle of shampoo, and nobody cares about the bottle of shampoo. But you take the same type of compositional skills, color quality, image, like the quality of the image, and you take this ad, you put it in the time of the Renaissance, and the people there seeing this type of stuff for the first time would be amazed. They would say, wow, this is just an amazing image. What is this like? How did you make this? It's just crazy. And they would find it fascinating. We don't even care. Not even for 1 second, because we know it's just, yeah, you know, well, just a stupid ad for a freaking bottle of shampoo. Who cares, right? But still, there's a lot of human work behind this, and we still give zero F's about it. That's nobody cares. It's in the background, and I think AI is going to produce a lot of this stuff, and it's actually going to make the human-made stuff even more relevant in a way. Don't know if it's don't know exactly how, but I have this sort of intuition that it will make the human-made art more valuable, because it will be more, it will be more goofy, just like the the way that when they program the drums on a computer, they add fake imperfections in the tempo, because if they program drums to be exactly machine made, it doesn't sound good. Yeah. So, and maybe the AI will try to mimic the human imperfections. I think they can already do that though. So if it's the case, we're screwed, but if people in the Renaissance saw a can of Coke, they would be freaked out. Yeah, certainly. We are the aliens. And actually, it's pretty freaky. We have aliens technically on Earth, like in the abyss, in the oceans. There is so much life that we don't know about. Like, we don't even need to go in a different planet. We don't. It's almost like a different planet. Sometimes I love thinking about what's going on at the bottom of the ocean, like right in the middle of the Pacific. Like somehow there's something there. Try to imagine, try to picture yourself there. Like with night vision. Yeah, the things in the ocean, it freaks me out as well. That's one of my worst. I don't know, I don't have any fears, phobias, and anguishes and all, but I know for sure that I would be freaking out, being like kind of alone, floating on the ocean and not knowing what's below. Like nothing on the horizon, nowhere to swim to, like, and you know there's something below under the surface. You can't see. I would just be freaked out. We know more about space than what's in our oceans. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Thalassophobia. Yeah, that's how it's called. Man, I have thalassophobia, but I'm doing pretty well with my thalassophobia, if I have it, because I very rarely sail. So far. So far I've been doing okay. Imagine billions of bathtubs full of water. Yeah, I remember this free diving video of this guy. I think it was a French diver. Oh my god, he goes like into this hole. The bottom of the ocean is, it's so freaky and fascinating. It's very famous on YouTube. You probably saw it. This guy, he like free dives, so with no equipment and all. And man, always been so impressed by this video. It's kind of my nightmare there. I'm kind of blessed. If I open the back sliding doors, I can hear the waves crashing something. See, that's nice. You open your doors and you can hear the nice sound of the waves in the distance. But like, the ocean is no place for human beings. Like, the beach, yeah, alright, but the ocean, like, being on the ocean, like on a wooden thing that floats, or a metallic thing that floats that people call a boat. No, I don't see how we're made for that. I've always been very impressed by people who have this like kind of a sense of the sea, like kind of the, you know, I don't know how you call this, like the sea. They like the sea, they like being in, they like sailing and stuff. That's really not my stuff. How loud it can really be, yeah, it is. Awesome. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's also my worst kind of. It also happens like not necessarily in not necessarily in a dark water, but you know, all this green brownish mud water as well. I don't like that. It doesn't have to be the ocean. It's like a deep river, a very large river with, you know, this brown water. I don't like this. I don't want to become Jaws lunch. Yeah, murky water. Have a pond, like in your backyard. Well, I wouldn't mind if I see the bottom. Like, let's say you drain the pond and you see what's below, then after that I'm fine. Well, I'm always fine actually. It's not a fear, it's not a phobia or anything. I don't like it. I prefer not to. In general, I prefer not to go in any type of water if I don't have to. Like I used to love swimming when I was like, let's say younger, but now it's like, okay, swimming is just being in the water, I guess. So, and I'm always waiting for and. It's like, okay, I appreciate swimming, but swimming to go where? Swimming for what reason? And don't get me wrong, I swim really well and all. It's just... It's probably ever since I became an artist, actually, that I don't... Take that pond water and put it under a microscope. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. This is... You know, this is life, right? Just take a piece of your... Scratch a piece of your skin and put it under a microscope and you'll have, like, tons of surprises. So, yeah, I don't mind. I'm not germophobic. First of all, because I have a son. So, being a parent teaches you not to fear germs. The brain-eating parasite. Yeah, I don't know about this one, no. But this is kind of... This is not the types of water I swim in. So... So no, I'm not gonna go swim in the middle of the rainforest if it's the question. And no. So, definitely not. That's the kind of stuff that I prefer to abstain from. That's a good summary. Yeah, I like this summary. CRR. Do you sometimes paint with more thickness? Yeah, absolutely. It's usually depends on the part of the painting. Is like not all parts receive the same type of treatment. Like the background has much more thickness, and the portrait goes more in like several small increments. So first I need to figure out the shape, and then I can build up the thickness little by little, progressively. Generally, the rule is thick over thin. I don't think it would. Cadmium red, no, it wouldn't be fun. It would be a short trip to the hospital for metal poisoning. That would look good. Fun? Depends how you define fun. What do you mean another challenge? If the hen is bugging you, I can do that. How about now? How about now? Don't blame me for the poor framing, right? Good. Eggs and chickens? What do you mean? What's going on? Am I reading things, or am I going crazy, or are you? Oh, like Jeff, okay. I don't know if we'll ever have a painting challenge like Jeff, but Jeff was kind of irreplaceable. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Yeah, well, we could have this could be a cool thing to have a painting challenge like each week on the Discord. Something we can vote for on the Discord. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Because we talked about we talked about that, so this could be the next challenge, actually. I think I'm gonna make a new chat room in a new channel on the Discord and create a special section for just art challenge. It maybe because it expired. I wanted to have a non-expiring link. Hi. No. Hold on. I'm trying to refresh the link. I put it in under inspiration of the day on the Discord. I'll do it. Where will I find this? How can I? Okay, so now the link, let's see if it's, I'm updating now. Okay, now the link in description should work. Try it. It's supposed to not expire, but I don't know why this one expired. Hi, Nolan. Okay. Hold on. What's the challenge? What's furries, tentacles? What are you talking about? I just look away for like 2 minutes. You're talking about what? Cthulhu and... No. What's the... Still invalid? Why? Yeah, no, we're not gonna do Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused as well. Okay, so why isn't it working? I don't know. All right. This is a different one. Okay, I'm gonna update again. It gave me a different link. I don't know why they send different links like that. Try again in the Discord. Yeah. Moles on noses. No, come on. I can't deal with you anymore. Oh. Nolan, I sure hope they're not. I sure hope, because we can't have this. It's a family-friendly channel, so we're not gonna have tentacle porn on this channel. But I was kind of hyped for the idea of making a sort of a sea monster challenge. It's kind of cool. I like the idea of, you know, monsters of the abyss and stuff like that. So it leaves a lot of place for imagination. Kind of like the idea, right? But when you started talking about furries and tentacles, I lost you. Sorry to say. Yeah, let's do Sea Monster then. Okay. The only thing is, we have to agree. I can't always make an episode. Like last time I did the Jeff episode, but I can't guarantee that I'll have time to make an episode every time. But at least we can vote for the best one and make sort of a section during the chat with what you have done. But the only ground rule is I can do Creatures of the Deep and then painting insects one week, and like it will just take me too much time. If it's good content, I'll make it. But I can't make a special episode just for the lulz every week. It's just that I can't guarantee. That's what I wanted to say. I can't guarantee. I can do my best, but I can't just guarantee. That's the only thing. But still, I mean, you guys are very proactive with this kind of stuff on the Discord. You've been making a lot of stuff. Like I didn't even have time to mention the challenge last time, and you already had like 3 submissions, which is kind of crazy. You guys work at the lightning speed. You are taking over the stream. It's pretty much your stream, yeah. Yeah, you missed the Jeff episode. It was a fun one. I learned how to use pastel again after like 10 years. It should still be up there, no? So if you want to watch the replay, you can. That was, you know, our usual shenanigans, like a lot of nonsense, a lot of a lot of goofiness. I want to say nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's cool. If you treat the challenges like that, like kind of nice, fun warm-up, that's the best, I think. It's the best way to see it. Just don't stress about like being the best at making the challenge of the week or anything. I was wondering if you've dabbed in with egg tempera. No, never. It's actually not something I would find very attractive with my my technique. I would find it kind of difficult to control.
Thank you balsam_art8 for the super chat with the following message, % raw input %.
Thank you, Balsam, for the super chat. Thank you very much. I think I have the alert, but it was turned off. Yeah, super chat. Yeah, the chat is the best, I know. It's if you're not there live, it's less enjoyable for sure. But it's still there, right? It's better than nothing. I mean, you know, some people, for some people, they don't mind because some people just usually just lay back and they just let other people chat and they just have the kind of stream as a sort of background noise. And while they do their own art, which is kind of totally the spirit of what we do this. So for some, it's kind of ideal, like they don't necessarily need the chat. They kind of just want the background. But yeah, for some who prefer to interact, it's obviously, if you prefer to be active in chat, it's obviously less fun. I have to say, I would be much more bored if you weren't there to entertain me. Man, next week is going to be super duper streamy week. I'm going to be streaming a lot because I'll have a lot of free time. Yeah, painting can be lonely. It's not like being a musician where you have to... Well, you can be a lonely musician, but it's very difficult to make music without meeting people. At least your public has to be there while you're making the music. That's at least one thing. Whereas as an artist, you can pretty much be alone all the time and not even show up when people watch your paintings. So thank you, Virginia. Yeah, you kind of need to not mind the loneliness too much. It takes a very special type of spirit to be an artist. It takes to not mind the alone time too much. You don't have to be super solitary and lonely, but if you really don't stand this, probably not for you. Yeah, sure. You have to enjoy this. Otherwise, I mean, some people, well, when I describe my day or my week, or like for some people it's like crazy. They couldn't imagine just staying inside. Even when it's sunny out there and all, like I prefer staying inside because I don't know what I'm gonna do under the sun because it's not good for the paintings. So why would I go outside when it's sunny? So well, I often say the best test to know if you're more an introvert is after a party with a lot of people, even people that you like and appreciate. Do you feel exhausted when you come back? Or do you feel hyped and you can't wait to just party again? And if you just like to have alone time after a party, you're kind of one of us in the yeah, it's a guy, I think. However, I'm not going to. It's the model is a guy, so. Did you talk yourself out of going? Too much texture. Has to be more discreet. No, the inspiration was Holly Skies from Bring Me the Horizon. Stop inventing things. But again, it's just an inspiration, just for the shape of the face, shape of the features. It's not a portrait or anything. And also the hairstyle. There's also kind of an age to be an extrovert. It's like, it's way more normal to be an extrovert as a teenager. And when you're young, you're more naturally more, well, you can have like a more naturally extroverted phase where you want to party and meet lots of friends. And then you sort of evolve out of this phase and you just realize that, well, you probably don't want to go to parties all like every day, and it's sort of well, if they're real friends, Kim, they will just get it. This is where you see the difference between acquaintances that just want to have cool buddies to their parties and friends. Like, your friends should know you well enough to know that you're an introvert and that you don't necessarily like to hang out to this or that kind of place. Yeah, exactly, that's what I was saying. Like, your real friend is technically, your real friend should be more introverted as well. Like, your actual friend is kind of chilling next to you, doing something not super fun that extroverts think is just boring. Talking about being late to parties, I need to watch the time because it's getting late here in the country of baguettes and fromage. It's midnight. It's 12. How do you call this? 12:36 here. PM. Oh, or how do you call it? AM? No. Yeah. Well, whatever, it's midnight, past midnight. it's baguette o'clock. So you consider this to be AM? I don't know, it sounds just very strange to me. We don't have AM and PM nor. So it's always hard for me to just think about hours this way. Yeah, I'm sorry about the ads and all, like, guys, and I know that YouTube is apparently banning the ad blockers. Keep in mind that the ads, they bring me a little bit of side money, so they kind of help keep the lights on. But I know they're annoying, and they're non-skippable, and they're annoying, and they've increased the durations of the ads, making them super annoying, and my fear is that it's going to make a lot of people not want to go to YouTube at all anymore, because the ads are going to be so obnoxious. They're fine, but overall I think they're pushing way too much on the ads, and they're making a lot of people fed up. And I'm worried about the overall, like, you know, the overall number. And I think it's going to discourage a lot of people from watching if they push it too much. I remember back in the days there was only the 5 seconds skippable ads, and now it's like 20 seconds non-skippable. And it's not even like they pay more when they extend the duration of the ads and all. I think they're really struggling to make this a viable business, to be honest. Yeah, but they make more and more of these non-skippable. Yeah. Remember the old YouTube? Yeah, I hate when they do that. They give you 2 in a row, so that's one thing. Okay, give me 2 in a row, no problem. But they are not, even the second one is not skippable now. And it wasn't like that 6 months ago. And I'm afraid they're gonna make a lot of people fed up with this. Well, you're lucky. Well, depending on where you are and all, I don't know. Maybe they protect you in New Zealand from the obnoxious ads. How many eyes? What do you mean, how many eyes? I have 2. But if I count all of your eyes? That's cool. I think premium is a good product. Keep up with chat. Yeah, I'm cheating. I have a program that kind of reads out loud what you guys are speaking in chat. So I don't have to look all the time. And it's a game changer for me, definitely. Because back then I had to move my head all the time and read. It was so slow. But there's like this weird robot voice that reads out loud the thing. I can actually, like, if you say something, maybe you will catch the sound. Well, anyhow, so it reads this what you guys are saying, and that's really cool because I can focus more on the painting. So great, I love this. Yeah, 107 actually. Pretty cool to have so many likes today. I don't know what's going on, like people have the itch of the like button today. Or maybe it's just the quality of this stream is increasing tremendously. It's fine because there's not so many lines, but I have to say, if I was a big streamer, I couldn't do that. But I also have an option to read just 1 out of 3 if I want. And I can also, obviously I can cut it off. So when you guys are talking about tentacles and weird things, I cut all this nonsense. Pretty much, you all sound like Steven. I'm wondering how many people would watch if I was making a stream in what would be morning for me, but it would be, I don't know what time for you. Like, what? Check out with the time clock what morning is in Paris time. If I was streaming between, let's say, 9 a.m. and like 12, how many people would watch? Because I really need a booster in the morning to get going. I'm so slow in the morning and lazy, and I've noticed that whenever I'm painting with chat, like with you, I paint much faster. I'm more efficient. I don't know how to describe it. Not faster, it's actually slower. But I'm taking less break and I'm less bored. So, but I know if I did a show in the morning, I'm pretty sure that the people that watch from France, they would not necessarily watch because they would most likely be at work but you guys on the other side of the world, like in New Zealand, I don't know. It would be kind of the afternoon or evening. I don't know, but I would really like to have chat with me in the morning when I'm in the morning for me, because I find it boring to paint in the morning. I'm not a morning person. But I'm pretty sure it would energize me. It's like, yeah, and it's like I'm like the morning. I take so much time to just wake up and be in shape, and actually I never really stop painting efficiently before after lunch. Maybe because I take so much time during the night. I mean, actually it's like it's 1 a.m. here and I'm still painting. So obviously when I come back the next day in the morning, I'm less efficient, so it should be no surprise. But I'm pretty sure that if I had like a good motivation to just not start lazily as I often do in the morning, but start with, you know, hype, and just I'm pretty sure it could help me be more effective in the morning, more efficient. Steven is the robot voice that I have a text-to-speech voice that sounds like this.
My job is to be the default voice for Microsoft Windows. It's not the best job in the world, but it's not the worst. Can't complain. We have a vending machine that sells Fruit Loops in the break room. Whenever you people in chat send me a command, I know exactly what to do. But in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do.
So that's Steven. Well, yeah, because Steven works at Microsoft. It's like the default Windows voice. And I'd like to imagine that there is a guy at Microsoft voicing, like manually voicing the stuff that we say, like the random stuff that we ask. Oh my god, 3 hours and 20 minutes already. I've been live. Didn't see it. Steven, I love you. Steven, you have some fans. It's the name of the default. The default name. I don't know. Sorry. Man, I've got to stop. It's going to be super late. There's the guy that keeps on painting. thank you. What times in the morning? I don't know necessarily, like 8 hours from now. Let's say. I'm just wondering if I was doing morning sessions. Haha. Yeah, definitely. The best way to make sure that you can be here is to have the bell notification on. Otherwise, YouTube is going to forget about you and leave you. It will leave you without the joy of this beautiful chat. Yeah, I'm gonna go to, because I need to unpack all this stuff. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'll see you for the next, I need to go. It's really late here. It's not even. Oh, thank you, Jean. Yes, it's very expensive. I don't have time to respond, but if I catch you next stream, because I was going to turn off the stream, it's been 3 hours and 24 minutes. Whoa. If I catch you next stream, I'll respond more in detail. I was saying goodbye. See you next time. Bye, everyone.